Yo, what's up guys? It's Tom Pearson, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what I would do if I was to start all over again with my physique journey, because I know it's such a daunting thing. I was only having a conversation actually with a girl I'm seeing this morning, and we were talking about anxiety and all sorts of random stuff, and if I've ever experienced it. And I would say the only time I'd experienced it was when I was 16, 17, and I was new in the gym. And I felt so far away from where I felt like I needed to be and wanted to be for my own personal preferences. And I was looking at people in there, like some of the personal trainers and a lot of the guys that had clearly been going a long time, and everything just seemed so far out of reach at that point in my life. And I know the areas I used to obsess over, and it used to get me down, because I would be looking at like the amount of muscle mass they'd had or how shredded they were. And I would just look at me and I was like, how is that actually gonna happen to my body? And it's because these days, especially us millennials or late 90s guys, like we're programmed for short-term gratification. We post on social media and we get a like in 2 seconds. We refresh, we have a new follower. And we have to live by long-term gratification and just understand that, yes, we may have a vision, which is the top of the mountain, but we just need to focus on one step at a time rather than looking at the top of the mountain thinking there's no way we can climb that, and then just not taking any action at all because we've got poor beliefs, we've got limiting beliefs about it being possible. So if you stood at the bottom of Everest and you're thinking there's no way we're getting up there, but actually if you were to just put one foot in front of the other and then another foot and another foot, and you weren't looking up too much, you were just looking one foot in front, you would get there. You know, there are stories about people who have eaten whole entire trains and aeroplanes because what they've done is, someone would say, no way, that's just unrealistic, that's just stupid, don't be stupid, Tom. But I've read about this, and I promise you what people have done is they have ground down an entire train to dust, and then every day they just sprinkle a bit of dust on every single meal, and their body wouldn't even know that that bit of dust was in there. And over years and years, they've eaten an entire train. And it's no different when it comes to climbing a mountain and building your physique. We've just got to focus on one thing at once. Like I remember being, 70 kg, seeing guys at 100 kg and thinking, how on earth is 30 kilos of muscle mass going to get on this physique? It just seems so far. And it made me not even want to try, but then I was like, no, people are doing this. Like I had a moment like that and I was like, no, I need to get going. And this ties into phase one of, if you're just getting into your journey, what do we need to do first? The first thing we actually need to do, guys, is simply just start. Because in all honesty, guys, if you're not training right now, if you're not really taking any note of nutrition right now, and you were to simply just do that, it doesn't have to be the whole fully optimized everything like maybe that guy in the gym. Yes, I'm a big preacher on we want to act like the future version of ourselves, but when we're doing that, we only need to be one step further than we are right now. We need to be a better version and act ahead. But if you're not yet into the gym, you've not yet started going, you've not yet started being aware of nutrition, you are going to level up and become the next version of you by simply just starting. You don't need anything else other than to just start. Now, once you've done this for so long, the second thing I would recommend doing, which is exactly what I did, is just then simply aiming for a calorie target, a protein target, and committing to training X per week. Okay? So simply basically just saying, right, I'm gonna go on an app, maybe like MyFitnessPal, or go on a calorie calculator. If I wanna lose body fat, a 500 calorie deficit of where a calculator says I wanna be. If I'm trying to just recomp and you're pretty lean and you just wanna harden up, maybe maintenance. If you need to gain serious amounts of muscle mass, you're already maybe 8-10% body fat, well then we may go into a 500 calorie surplus. So a calorie target and then a protein target, which is going to be 1 gram per pound of body mass. So if you weigh 150 pounds right now, aiming for 150 grams of protein is going to be really sufficient for you, in all honesty, and that's all you need to do. And if you've just gone from, you've been turning up at the gym a bit, you've had a little bit of awareness with nutrition, maybe you're trying to clean things up a little bit, you've been healthy, and then you go to phase 2, which is now you're aiming for a calorie target every day, you're going for a protein target, and you're committing to training. So for example, once I decided I was starting, I was going to the gym a little bit, and then I was like, okay, I want to get some more results now. The next step up that ladder, the next step up the mountain, for me were, okay, I'm gonna get on my MyFitnessPal account, I'm gonna hit my protein target every day, and I'm gonna train Monday to Friday after work every single day. We're not looking at optimizing anything crazy, it's just a simple case of, if now you've gone from not aiming for a protein target, not aiming for a calorie target, not committed to X amount of training per week, and now you are, you're gonna make a lot of progress for a decent amount of time. Now, yes, if you're with a coach or something from the very start, would you make potentially more and have more accountability? 100%, but it seems so daunting to have everything optimized. I know for sure I weren't optimizing everything we might talk about in a short while in this video at the start. It was just one step at once. It's get into the lifestyle of turning up, going to the gym. Phase 2 is, okay, calorie target daily, not much awareness in all honesty. With food sources, just I'm gonna hit my calories, I'm gonna hit my protein, I'm gonna train after work every single day, for example, 5 days a week. And I remember I had a long phase early on in my training career or journey where I would simply just be in my old engineering job and I would walk across to the local petrol station or gas station and I would go into the Morrison's, which is the supermarket attached to that, and I would just be like, okay, I've got 3,000 calories. I might pick up a packet of donuts, I might pick up some wraps, I might pick up, you know, a protein bar, I might pick up some yogurt, I might pick up 2 packets of chicken breast, and I'd be like, okay, as long as I hit my protein target, as long as I stay within my calories, give or take 50 either way, I'm gonna smash it. And then I was training every day. And guess what? I made a ton of progress because I was doing more than the previous version of myself. Now, this lasts for so long, and I think this is the phase where every single person, in my opinion, needs to get to alone. Like the job or the role of a coach or someone who's gonna help you get elite level results and take everything to that next level isn't there to tell you to go to the gym. They're not there to tell you to eat healthy. They're not there to tell you you should be wanting to get in shape. You've got to want this for you. That's not my job. It's not anybody else's job. You've got to want this for you, and you've got to make that entry-level effort of starting, being aware of some food, turning up at the gym. And when then you exhaust that, and that will happen usually after that, like maybe 6 months, newbie gains, you're going to get to the point where you're like, okay, some of you will then be like, I want to get to X body fat percentage. I want to gain X muscle mass. I want to gain and build X, Y, Z proportions within my physique. That's then where we move to phase 3 and we've got to start optimizing everything. Now, this would be extremely daunting, in my opinion, especially if you're younger. I know when I started and I was younger, maybe 17, 18, this was daunting. Maybe if I started and I was a little bit more mature and I was 22, 23, 24, maybe I would go straight to this phase, in all honesty. However, sorry, that's just an alarm going off. However, for most of you, you just want to be following phase 1 and 2 alone. Now, phase 3, okay? This is where we're going to start optimizing a few more things. So I would say calorie target, macro target, so carbs, proteins, fats. With training, we've got frequency, so X per week. We're going to be following a split, a program, and we're going to have focus on execution and intensity. That's going to be the next step. So now it's like, okay, now we've got something that can actually take us somewhere. It's not just about being better than we were, but we're now building something to actually, with the time we're investing, the same time we were spending at step 2, we actually want to go to an exact destination in the time frame. I would also be addressing sleep and recovery at this point. A conscious effort to get 7 to 8 hours sleep per night, or even if it's 6 but high quality recovery, and ensuring that we're managing our training volume correctly. And then I'm not sure if you can see this, but also just hitting a hydration target. And for most guys, this is going to be 4 to 6 liters of water per day. This phase here is really going to allow you to excel massively, because you're now using time, but it's not just about to take your physique to the next level. It's not just about getting more time. It's about getting the leverage out of it. So how optimized and dialed in is everything. And this is why, for this level of people, if you feel like you're here, this, in my opinion, needs to be done alone. That's not for me to help you with. You need to start because you should start. You want to build a better physique. You want to be healthy. You want to look better. You want to do better in your career. You just want to have a higher standard for yourself. Maybe attract a better woman. All of this stuff, the benefits. You need to start for you. Not for me, but for you. This then shows a level of effort. You're trying, you're making effort, and you're going to get a bit more progress. At this point, this is where you're going to need to start, okay, gaining a little bit of understanding and education on, okay, how do we build out the calories and macros, training program optimization to take us to a result, focusing on sleep, recovery, our knowledge around that, and then obviously hydration as well, because performance, energy, and recovery is all going to come from our training, our movement, and our sleep and recovery, okay? So this is what we want to be learning about this point. This is the reason for this level of people, I built our EO1 University. So as a few of you who are subscribers already may know, I disappeared off to Bali, monk mode for 6 months with all the big screens and everything, and I was building out a university where it teaches you step by step how to build your physique, your training programs, your nutrition, every single thing you need to know to go from A to Z within your physique. On top of that, yes, it's got courses in there on escaping your 9 to 5, social media growth, becoming a high value guy, mindset domination and leveling up. But this is what's really important. When you decide, when the day comes, you're like, I actually want a result from what I'm doing. This is where you need to start investing more in your knowledge. Now, it may be you don't go in the university. Maybe you just scout around and you watch my YouTube videos or anybody else's, where you can gain a lot of knowledge and you can commit to building a program which is systemized and will take you to an exact result, okay? Now, phase 4, not sure how well you can see this, but this is where I would then be like, okay, maybe I want a coach. And how a coach can help you is, 1, accountability. But this is now the phase where you're going to delegate. You're basically giving full responsibility to someone like myself or another coach who specializes in physique and mindset and can just help you go step by step, takes all the thinking away from it, and can just take you through a transformation built around your lifestyle. And I always say, when it comes to coaching, this isn't about, imagine we're in a tailor shop for a suit. Now, it's a little bit ironic because we're talking about building a physique and building the body you want, but the job of a tailor is exactly the same as a coach. If you have X lifestyle where you have to travel X times per week with work, you have to do this, odd school run or, all these random stuff through the week. A coach's job is to tailor the program to you. You don't have to change your life to a program, which is what I see a lot of people doing on these 12-week transformation programs, losing a bit of body fat, yo-yoing back, and then gaining more body fat than they had in the first place because they got no knowledge and it was unsustainable. What you want to be looking for is a coach who can build you something which is built around the goals you want to achieve, but also about your current situation and your current lifestyle. The whole purpose is to make your life easier, not harder, and should be built with your lifestyle. So it's not something where you're like, oh, but I've got this coming up. That's part of life. You want something that you could almost do for a lifetime, and it's not something you've got to go in and out of or wait for a time where you've got nothing cropping up. Something that you can just manage and balance and have continuous progress with. So these are the 4 steps I would go through. These are the 4 steps I actually went through myself when I was starting out. And if I was going to start again, I would do it exactly the same. I would start. I would then go calorie, protein, and commit to X amount of training. I would then be studying relentlessly on how I can optimize my calories, my macros, my training, my recovery, my hydration to actually get 10 times more results out of the time I'm currently investing. Because I know a lot of people will do this phase here, phase 2 for X amount of time and hit a plateau. And that is the problem. You don't now need more time. You need to know what you don't yet know. And what you don't know is the dangerous thing. Because what you don't know is the answer with the same time you currently invest in, that's going to get you those results where you're like, holy fuck, that's crazy. And that's just going to come from knowledge and understanding that you need to just invest in your own education a little bit more to figure that out. Now, yes, you could just be like, you know what? Instead of spending time studying and watching videos, I'm a busy guy. You may go straight to a coach, and that's brilliant, right? But if I was to go 1, 2, 3, 4, that is exactly what I would be doing if I was starting all over again. Get going, become aware, start optimizing, start learning, and when you want elite level results and you want to become fully unrecognizable, if you don't acquire all the knowledge yourself, invest yourself in a coach. At the end of the day, you are your number one asset. The only thing that is going to get you to anywhere you want, whether it's, you know, with your physique, with your relationships, with your mindset, with your career, anything you desire in the world, the only thing that's going to get there is you. So it's pretty wise to make you the best thing you can possibly make it. And that's going to have an instant effect. So the cause of you building your physique, your mindset is going to have an instant effect then on the career you have, the focus, the energy, the motivation, the relationships you build, the network you build, the success you have, the lifestyle you live. It's all going to come down to who you are and how you operate. Guys, I hope you're taking a lot of value from this video. If you have, make sure you like, and if you aren't already, please subscribe. Really do appreciate it. It does help with the algorithm, apparently, and I will see you in the next one. If you don't already as well, you can drop me a follow on Instagram, and it'd be great to have a quick chat if you've got any questions. All right, speak to you soon, and I'll see you in the next one.